I just here's the thing, like he knew what he was getting himself into. If you did, so you wouldn't date an actress at all.
No, if she has to kiss people, no. If you would be okay with that, if you would be okay with kissing your girl or your wife after she just kissed somebody else, that's fine. But but me, I cannot handle that. I can't.
All right, but that doesn't mean that she's cheating on him.
I consider that cheating for me.
I, you know what? I'm first off, we're live right now, so
Oh, we are.
yeah, we're live.
You
We're
didn't tell
live.
me that.
Yeah, I know. I try to sneak up on you. What's going on, Malta? How you doing? Um, I,
What's going on, Malta?
I personally, I want to respond, but I don't have the patience to deal with something that is just so stupid. Yeah, I'm
No,
not, and I'm not saying that what you said is stupid. Well, I am telling you what you said is stupid,
I
and
can't. I
what
can't.
you
I
said is
can't.
stupid. But
It,
but the thing is, I understand what you're saying. I understand where it comes. I understand where it comes from. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, a lot of people said that about porn actresses, right? They're like,
yeah,
man,
we had that argument before.
yeah, yeah, and I understand,
No, you
but
don't.
yeah, no, I understand that it could be jarring, but here's the thing:
Here you go.
at the end of the day, she's not cheating on him. If they're doing it on set and they're doing a performance, what Udoka is doing is literally like fucking random bitches on the side. That's what he's doing. That's cheating. What Nia Long is doing is not cheating. To justify the two is stupid. Now, if she was kissing some dude on the side and whatever, then I would agree with you. But that's not what's going on here.
What difference does? Honestly, what difference does it? What difference
Your
does it
act
make?
is acting.
Oh, no, I already debunked that already.
That's fine.
I already debunked that. No,
That's fine. No,
well,
it's not. It's not. It's not. You
it's
no
the
no
same. It's the same thing.
no. It's not. No, it's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same. They're acting.
Same
It's
thing.
performance. It's not
Same
the
thing.
same. It's not the same thing. You can keep telling yourself that, but it's not the same thing.
It is the same thing.
No, it's not.
Because again, I'm going to debunk this once more.
Mm-hmm.
When you are watching a movie, when you're watching a show, when there's fighting going on, they're not hitting each other. They're acting like they do, but they're not hitting each other. When you're doing all these, crazy stunts, they're not necessarily doing the stunts unless you're Jackie Chan.
All right. So
You know,
what about sex
you,
scenes?
now when
What
it
about
comes
sex
to
scenes?
sex scenes,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, 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 yeah. I'm including sex scenes in that too.
Even though they're
When you,
even though it's fake, a lot of them are fake.
I'm including that. I'm also including that too. If the two of you are
Even though
naked
it's fake.
and the two of you are on top of each other, I don't tolerate that kind of crap either.
Even though
Now let me finish.
it's not something that you have to tolerate. Like I said before, if you don't
Okay,
want
so
to,
let me
you don't
finish. So
want.
let me finish.
No, no,
So let
no,
me
hold on,
finish.
hold on, hold on. If that's something that you don't want to do, that's fine. If you don't want to deal with that, that's fine. With your significant other, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But don't say that it's the same thing when they're not the same thing. She has a job to do. That's her job. Okay. If you don't like her job, then that's fine. But that's her job. Ume Doku's job is not to fuck some random bitch on the side. That's not his job. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Go ahead.
No, no,
Finish what you guys say. Finish what you guys say.
yeah.
So we can start the podcast.
Let me finish
Finish
what
what
I
you
have
guys
to
say.
say.
Yeah,
I want to finish what I have to say.
yeah.
What I'm saying is that all the fight scenes, all the stunt scenes, all the other good good stuff, they are not actually committing those type of acts. When it comes to kissing, though, you could say it's acting all that you want, but
That's
at the end
what
of
it
the
is.
day, but at the end of the day, they are actually literally kissing each other. That's the difference between that and a fight scene. In a fight scene, they're not hitting each other. In a gunshot, they're not necessarily shooting each other. Those guns are fake. When they're hacking and slashing each other with swords and knives, they're not literally cutting each other. You know that. But on a kissing scene, even though it's acting, they are literally kissing each other. I do not want my wife to come home kissing me in the mouth after she just kissed, two other dudes on set. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And to me, that is literally kissing, and I don't want to deal with that. And yes, that's still cheating.
Even so, alright, so you're speaking in circles right now, right? You're saying that first of all, you're saying that in your hypothetical, let's say if you're Udoka, right? So you're saying that you're justified in fucking random bitches on the side because she's acting. Is that what you're saying?
If no, if that's what the guy from Twitter is suggesting, that's why Udoka did it. Which is stupid because you don't know. You're not a mind reader. You don't know what Udoka is thinking. But at the end of the day, if Udoka did that because he's upset that she's kissing a whole bunch of dudes in the on set, then hey, it is what it is, man. If he cannot handle it, then
Then
it,
he
it,
has to, and then he has to talk to her about it. And if they can't come to a conclusion, then he
but why does he have to talk to her about it? You said it's not the same.
no. If he legitimately has a problem with her kissing other dudes on set, even though it's acting, that's something that he needs to talk to her about. And if they can't come to a conclusion, then he leaves. It's that simple. What you don't do is fuck a random bitch on the side and almost lose your career. What I'm saying is that the two are not the same at all. So that's why I said that his tweet was the dumbest tweet of all time because it made no fucking sense. It's stupid. It's stupid. And instead of going through all this, going back and forth with him, I just told him straight up what it was, that your tweet was stupid.
Yeah, you called him out on Twitter saying that he had that was the worst tweet of all time. You said that.
Yeah, because it was. Because all he's doing is justifying what Ume Udoka did. That's all he's doing. Because you're not going to conflate real feeling, real kissing, and acting.
Despite
You're
the
not,
fact that they're literally kissing happen now.
okay, so at the end of the day, she's acting.
Wait, you gonna say so what? Is that what
No.
you're going to
At
say?
the end of the day, she's acting. That's what she's doing. She's acting. She's getting paid to do that. And when you act, there's certain things that the director or the producer wants you to do. And if you don't feel comfortable doing it, that's fine. If you do, then that's fine. At the end of the day, he knew what he was getting himself into.
That's okay. That's the part what I said. I don't know if you remember that, but I don't know if you remember that portion. That's what I said. If he's upset that she's kissing this dude and this dude on set, and he has to deal with that when she gets home. I said, well, that's what you signed up for. You agreed to be in a relationship with her. You decided to have a kid with her. You agreed to that. You agreed.
But okay, then fair. That's fair enough. But the trying to make trying to say that the two are the same is fucking stupid. And I'm not going to miss my words with that.
No, you are. You are because you said even when it comes to pornography, you said it's not the same. It absolutely is the same.
No, it's not. It's not. To me, it's not the same.
How?
Because at the end of the day, they're acting. It's an extreme form of acting, but it's acting. Wait,
Why? Why do you think?
let me say this. Let me
Why do
say
you think guys don't
let
even
me
want to
say
deal
this. Let me
with
say
porn
this.
stars?
Let me say this. Okay. Even with all that, I can 100% understand if a man is not comfortable dating a woman who's been in porn. I 100% understand that.
But you
And
said it's not.
let me talk, and then I'll let you finish. Because it's one thing to do a kiss, but you're also dealing with someone who is in the industry that can be dangerous when it comes to sexually transmitted diseases. Now you I knew you were gonna say something, and
No,
now
I
you're
still want to
quiet.
say something. I still want to say something.
You can say something. Hold on, let me finish. You still have that, and again, I understand it. I'm not knocking them for it, but what I'm saying my ultimate point is don't use that. Don't use her job as a reason for you to cheat on her.
And anybody could use their spouse's job as a justification of why they decided to cheat. Also, if my wife suddenly became a porn star, yes, I find that to be a problem.
Of
That's a
course,
huge problem.
that's perfectly
And
fine.
regardless if you call it acting or non-acting, at the end of the day, you are still having sex with another guy. And yes, that's cheating. Yes, that's adultery. Yes, that's fornication. It doesn't matter if they're acting or not. You are having sex with somebody else. That is a fact.
All right,
Yes or no?
if that's how you want to believe, that's fine.
No, no, no,
But
no. But
the thing is,
it's true.
but the thing is that it's a job. It's a job. It's a job. That's what it is. It's a job. If you don't look, if you don't want look, you do know that porn stars do get married. You know that, right? There's tons of
That's right.
married porn stars out there.
And those men that are marrying porn stars are losers. That's right, losers.
Huh? That's
If you and listen, if you are perfectly fine of your wife having sex with random dudes just to make a buck, you're a simp. And I have no respect for you either. I don't have any type of respect where you are actually perfectly fine with women, your wife, who's supposed to be yours, whose body is supposed to be your body exclusively, where you decided to be one flesh, marriage, in unity, but yet somebody also get to share it? Get the hell out of here with that garbage, man. That's garbage. That's a garbage marriage. That's what it is. A
huh?
garbage marriage.
That's fine.
Garbage.
That's fine.
Trash.
Malta and Ryan Meadows in the chat. How y'all doing? Honestly, I actually snuck. He asked me a question about a tweet that I sent. I can't find the tweet, but I told this dude that the tweet that he sent about using Nia Long's acting as justification for Ume Duka cheating is the dumbest tweet I've ever seen in my life, and that's what he asked me about, and I kind of snuck the opening to him on it because I thought it would be funny. But anyway, we are on my channel today. This is the Overrated Podcast, episode 63/2. We are going to finish what YouTube and Nintendo tried to stop. But before we get to that, let me finish reading the comments and then we can get started.
Yeah, and I honestly want to know your guys' opinion because you guys what did
There's some opinion down there. Trust me.
all right, go ahead. You know what? I'll say what I have to say. Read the comments first.
Okay, actors are supposed to have chemistry for a performance to be good. I agree with that. They spend time together. I think in some cases they do.
Offset? Wait. When you say spend time together, you mean Offset? Is that what you mean, Malta? That's a huge problem.
Ryan Meadows said that Steve is oppressing women.
How?
Steve is a woman hater.
Wait, what? Wait, how am I oppressing women? The same thing goes for the guy. If the girlfriend doesn't appreciate him kissing other women on set, I am completely on her side for that. This is not something that I'm just only addressing, a men over. The women has the right to complain as well. If she doesn't like the fact that her husband, her boyfriend, her fiance is kissing other chicks, I am 100% on her side. This has nothing to do with oppressing women.
Malta said that you're no simp, so you got his vote. But let me ask you one question, and then we can move on.
Go ahead.
Are you okay with what Ume Udoka did?
No.
Okay. Would you have done the same thing if you were him? Never mind the fact that I would never date a woman. Let's say she's an actress. Would you do the same thing that he did?
I wouldn't date an actress.
That's not what I asked you.
No, but I wouldn't date an actress. Listen. I'm not dating no actress. I'm not dating no stripper. I'm not dating no porn star. That's not happening. That would be a disgrace to me and to my family.
Would you have done the same thing that Ume Udoka did?
Well, let's put it this way. If she wanted to maintain in that type of career, then yes.
So you don't believe that you would do the same thing if the other way was reversed. So what you just did, you just pretty much just justified his action. That's what you just did.
hey, if he feels that he's been cheated on, all these years. Look, I'm not saying what the guy said on Twitter is true, because we don't because we don't know what I mean you do. And to be frank, I don't think he's ever going to say that anyway. Even though if that's how he felt, I'm pretty sure he will never say it unless he writes a book or something. But um, if he felt that he's constantly being cheated on, I mean, what do you expect?
No,
Like
the
seriously,
leave
what do you expect if he
leave
feels
the
that?
relationship.
Oh my gosh, I'm watching all these movies that she's kissing a whole bunch of dudes. Like it's on the internet. It's on social media. If he feels that he's being cheated on and he wants to do his own thing on the side, hey,
Then leave the relationship
that's
because
what I would do.
yeah, but what he ended up doing was almost costing his career.
Listen,
That's what he ended up doing.
no women. I'm sorry to say this. No women is worth losing a job where you can make millions upon millions of dollars. None. So listen, he made the mistake, but I'm not gonna sit here and say that that was the worst tweet of all time, because
It
he
is
he
because
could very well
it
felt
is
that way.
it is because you're trying to what that guy was doing was blaming her for him being stupid. That's the
Okay,
problem.
but having at the very least though, he did show footage of all the guys that
I don't give a fuck.
that
There is
that she that
acting,
she that she
acting,
the guys.
acting,
No, let me finish.
acting,
Can I finish?
acting. No, no, no,
Can
no.
I
You're
finish?
not. No, 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 no. We need to continue going.
No,
But
no, 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 no.
he's
You don't get to interrupt me and now let me to finish. Let me finish.
no, 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 no.
He
'Cause
showed
no,
he
I'll let you finish. But I'm not entertaining. I'm not entertaining stupidity. All those guys are actors.
Yeah, but she was doing
Actors.
that while she was dating him.
Okay,
That was his point.
and that was a surprise to him.
That was his point.
And that was his a surprise to him. No, his point is fucking stupid.
Okay,
That's
but
what I said.
did you were you aware that she kissed all those guys?
I
I
don't
bet
give
you
a
did it.
flying fuck. I don't fucking care. She's an actress. So wait. You're talking out of both sides of your mouth now because you're saying on one side, oh, it's his fault, and then you're saying you're pretty much justifying him cheating on her because she's an actress.
If he knew what she was doing. He knew what he signed up for. He should have left. My position is he should have left. That's my original position. But if he decided to cheat on her solely for that reason, then hey, listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. That's all I have to say. It is what it is. She I don't know. And again, in a marriage or if where I think they were engaged, right? They were engaged.
Who gives a shit?
I myself personally wouldn't even entertain it or even giving it a chance, especially if she's a porn star. Now, if that's what you want to do, if that's the type of girl that you like, that's fine. Have at it, and I wish you good luck. But
Malta says that I think he was using the acting shit as an excuse to cheat. That's what the guy was trying to do on Twitter. Was trying to do justify him cheating by blaming her.
well, I think
Which is what a lot of chauvinists do as well.
no,
They blame the victim for their misdeeds.
but I think what Moto is saying that wait, is he saying that he agrees with
No,
Udoka cheating?
no, no.
Because he said I think he was using the acting crap as an excuse to cheat. So wait, so what are you saying, Moto? Are you saying are you on Udoka's side? Like, is it
If
justified?
if that was Udoka's reasoning for it, it's an excuse. If he's using that as a reason, it's an excuse. And who did she kiss? Just a bunch of actors.
All right,
'Cause here's the thing, because she's. I mean, I don't think she does any like A movie, but she does a bunch of B movies, and she's still a well-known name. So obviously, what are you doing?
I'm just answering his question.
Fucking Christ. Yeah, this is the stupid tweet
Yeah,
I referred
this
to.
this is the one where having us going all crazy and all
No,
using
it's not. No,
profanity.
it's not crazy. It's not
Yeah,
crazy.
you were here using profanity, getting all upset.
I made one tweet. That's it. I made one tweet. That's it. And
But
here's
go
the
ahead.
thing. This is not paparazzi pictures. This is pictures from a movie she's doing.
Yes.
This is acting.
No, but
This is not cheating. No, no. Look, I'm done talking about this.
no, 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 no.
Here's the thing.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
This is acting. This is not cheating. Anyone who tried to conflate the two is a fucking idiot. End of story. You can continue talking so we can move on. You can finish. I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
finished.
So Malta, he said to anyone, as you can see it, to anyone criticizing you, Doug, for possibly cheating on Neil Long, remember this: acting is only job in the world where people can cheat on their partner. You hear that, having that? Where he said they could cheat on their partner and then go back to their relationship as if nothing happened. That's his point. That's his point. And
Fucking
to
moron.
me, look, having
He's a fucking moron.
okay, so then what you're saying, I know you would. I don't want to keep talking about this, but you're telling me that I'm a moron also. Because,
No. I didn't call you a moron.
no, because I told you I think that if you are a porn star, if you are a stupid dancer, or if you are an actress, to me, cheating is still cheating. I think it's the same. So I'm a moron for thinking that way. Yes.
Yes. Then yeah. If you believe that, then yes, you are. Then
Okay,
yes,
so
you are.
I should be able to take it that this chick is kissing all these random dudes, and I should just have her kiss me too after she kissed 5, 6 guys on set. That I should be okay with that. As a man, as a husband, I should be okay with that.
I don't
And
know.
I'm a moron because I'm here at home while she's kissing a whole bunch of dudes. Well, but that's not cheating. Kissing other people is not cheating. She's acting, so she's not cheating on me
No, she's not
because she's
cheating.
acting.
Yeah, because she's acting. It's on the set. They're doing. That's what she's getting paid to do. If you can't differentiate the two, then yeah, you're a moron. Like period. End of story. It is what it is. If you don't like it, then don't date actresses. Then
Yeah,
don't.
that's exactly what I said.
Right. Then that's fine. Let's move on.
Yeah, you're being. I think you're being a simp.
No, that's fine. That's
Yes.
fine. I'd rather be a simp than an idiot. I'd rather be a simp than an idiot.
Well,
So regard.
can we move on now before you
Yeah,
insult
I'm
me
moving
some
on.
more?
I'm moving on. I've been moved on. I've been moved on. Yes, Malta, don't worry. We will talk about Draymond today. And I
Oh
wouldn't.
yeah. Trust me. Yeah, we're talking about that dude for sure. Yes.
I wouldn't want to date an actor. Then I would be too insecure.
Yeah. No. And hold on, Monster. Don't be ashamed of that either. And it's not. And it has nothing to do with being insecure. If she is your wife, that wife is supposed to be exclusively for you.
I thought alpha males can't be insecure.
You said they can't.
I could have sworn alpha males can't be insecure. Now this didn't Malta did not knock on you, but this goes to Mr. Masculinity over here. I was always led to believe that men cannot be insecure. You have to be proud. You have to be firm. You have to be strong.
Yes, 100% agree. Yes.
So I have our friend here said that he wouldn't want to date an actress because he would be too insecure about either when it comes to him or what she's doing, whatever. And that's perfectly fine. That's a perfectly normal emotion to have.
I thought we were moving on.
No, I'm answering Malta. I'm answering Malta. But the thing is, Malta, if you two have a understanding of each other, if you guys love each other so much, then it wouldn't be an issue. It wouldn't be an issue. It wouldn't be because at the end of the day, you know that she's doing a job. If she's an actress, and we're not gonna sit there and pretend that every actress is kissing some random dude on the set. It really is only the main actress if she's in a role where she has a love interest. Yeah, then you have that. But if she's a regular actress, she's not gonna be kissing random dudes all the time.
Well, you know they practice kissing on set too. You know that, right?
Yeah, because they have to get it right. At the end of the day, she's acting.
And then she comes home to me, and I have to kiss. Basically, have sloppy seconds. That's perfect. That's perfectly fine in your book. Perfectly fine for you.
My Steve, Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a personal question. How many virgins have you gone out with?
I think two.
Most of the girls that you've been with, you are their sloppy seconds. Let's be fucking real here.
Having no, don't play dumb with me. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't play dumb with me.
Okay.
Do not play dumb with me.
Okay.
Do not play dumb with me, sir.
Okay. Everyone has insecurities. Yeah, you're right. Ryan's right. Everyone has insecurity, but the problem is that the alpha male has told me that insecurity is a weakness. That's what the alpha male has told me. So, anyways, yeah.
No, no,
So
no, 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 no. Stop, 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 stop. We say we was moving on, right?
yeah, moving on. I was about to instead of trashing each other, we can spend our time trashing. Um, we should spend our time trashing YouTube and Nintendo. Deal?
That's fine. And yes, Ryan. Yes. No, I don't want leftovers. No, I don't want leftovers. She's supposed to now. In this case, crap, Ryan. We were supposed to move on.
No,
In
no,
this,
no,
in this,
no,
in this,
I ain't saying no more.
in this case, that is his fiance, and if he feels that she's constantly cheating on him because she's kissing this dude and kissing that dude, I would honestly feel the exact same way. Which is why I wouldn't even date the person in the first place, right? And for me, yes, that is absolutely leftovers. It is leftovers because she's kissing a whole bunch of dudes at work, and then now I get to kiss her when she comes home. I'm not dealing with that, man. I'm not dealing with that. And yes, it is still cheating even though they are acting. Because why? Because they are still literally kissing each other. Period. End of discussion. Now let's move on.
All right. Anyways, yeah. So what happened last on Monday is while we were while we were live streaming, apparently I guess we showed the Nintendo trailer for the trailer for the new Mario movie, and I think most of what the first one who told me about what happened on Instagram, and I was like, I was stunned. Even though ultimately I'm not surprised. I'm not really surprised. Um, we got emails from YouTube saying that I think they said that our thing was either spam or some bullshit like that. Pretty much what happened is that they shut it down because they got a copyright strike from Nintendo, and Nintendo has this algorithm where you can't show the trailer without something. I don't know, maybe it's something that we did wrong, but ultimately, if we're just showing a fucking trailer, it shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't be an issue. But we have gotten in trouble with that in the past. So, and we all know how Nintendo is. So so we'll finish. Let me give you my quick thoughts on the Mario trailer. I'm not watching the movie anymore.
Wait, that really got me out of nowhere. What in the world? Who?
I have officially boycotting the movie. I am boycotting the movie. If we can't show your stupid trailer, you want to sit there, you want to strike down our channel, then I'm not watching your movie. I'm officially boycotting the Mario movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm joking. I'm not doing that.
I actually believed you.
No. I'm not doing that. I'll
Wow.
still watch the movie. But I think it was pretty fucked up what they did. It was not necessary. It really wasn't necessary. So
Yeah, when I was messaging Malta also, and then I got a couple of other messages from other people and telling me, "Yo, Steve, you know what happened?" And I had to explain to several people that yeah, YouTube took us down. I'm assuming that Nintendo probably contacted them and said that, hey, their the overrated podcast is showing our trailer, and from
well,
what we did,
I don't think it was that exact. I just think that there's an algorithm that happens to where if certain things are shown on YouTube, there's a system that automatically tells YouTube, oh, this person doing this, and this, therefore cut it off. So, and right now I'm just checking right now. We are still live. You know, 'cause I don't want YouTube. I don't want YouTube to shut us down because we're talking trash about them. So
But yeah, so we pretty much got shut down. I got pissed off. Like who we
yeah, yeah, you were mad.
I was really, really, really upset because I'm over here enjoying my time. I was having such a wonderful time of talking trash to Hoovy first because the Jets won.
Yeah.
So I was such in a good mood that the Jets won, and we were talking about Tom Brady. We were talking about all this other good stuff, and suddenly I'm over here. We're on a roll. I'm enjoying myself, and then we get shut down. Yeah, I got really pissed off, and the other reason why I got so irate with the situation was the fact that everything that we did was under the fair use. We didn't play the whole entire trailer, from beginning to end. We paused it. We did some, rewinding, pausing, and we did commentary. We told our opinions, this and that, this and that. So we didn't just show the trailer and then just stay quiet throughout the whole entire trailer. We did things under the rules where it was under fair use. That's what really ticked me off because we did everything in the rule book properly. Properly.
I,
That's what really pissed me off.
I don't understand. Like to me, I just don't understand what. I just don't understand the idea of fair use when it comes to YouTube's the way that YouTube defines it, because you look at videos. I like the trailers on you the trailers on YouTube. I guarantee you there's people on YouTube that has this trailer going on in the background,
Absolutely.
and it's like I just don't understand. I don't get it. I get the idea of protecting intellectual property, but it's not like we weren't profiting off of the trailer.
Right.
We're not getting money off of it. We're just showing the trailer. That's it. That's all we're doing. And like I said, so as a result, the Overrated Podcast channel has been copyright stricken, and we can't stream for a week. So next Monday we should be back to normal on Monday. So they did give us like a week of no streaming and stuff like that. And it is what it is. I don't like I said, I was annoyed by it, but I wasn't like, I know you were pissed. I wasn't super pissed off about it because
I couldn't believe you weren't mad. I'm surprised
no,
you
no,
weren't.
because the punishment that we got was lenient in comparison.
But we shouldn't got punished at
I
all.
I,
We
I
did
agree.
everything right.
I agree. But the problem is that with YouTube and Google in general, it's impossible to get someone to complain. Right? It's impossible. Like when my Instagram got hacked, I tried to call Instagram. Like it was useless. Who's gonna take calls from me? If I was fucking Kim Kardashian, then they'll call me. They would call me. But I'm just a random nigga from Miami. They don't give a shit about me. So I had to start a new one. And the same thing here. Like if I wanted to complain to YouTube, if I send them an email, they're not gonna come back to me. They're not gonna write back to me. And if they do, they're just gonna give me the same tired shit that they give everybody else. Copy and paste stuff that they give everybody else. So I figured that the punishment would be light, which it is. Like I said, once the week passes, next Monday we'll be back to normal. So we just have to be careful what we show. And and this is the first time this ever happened to me, where a stream just died in the middle of the stream.
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
but yeah, we wasn't. I don't think we were aware that it died until Malta had texted you, right?
Yeah, I had
Yeah,
no idea.
I had no idea either.
Yeah, I had no clue. So like
Yeah,
I said, we had podcasts where we've been copyright claimed before, and I think the episode where we got copyright struck was actually happened. It was my fault why it happened. And actually, I actually blame myself for this too, because we completely forgot about the Mario trailer. We wanted to talk about it, but I completely forgot. So I was like, oh, let's talk about it real quick. Let's do it real quick. And So yeah, I blame myself for that. But even the one time we got copyright struck, the strike is gone now. It's not there no more.
Hmm.
So yeah. So I mean, to me, I was just disappointed with what happened. It was annoying, but I figured since the punishment was lenient, then it is what it is. It is what it
Yeah,
is.
and just so you all know, again, we want to continue to. I mean, I don't know. I don't think we'll be able to show trailers anymore from this day going forward.
I
Um,
wouldn't risk it. Not from Nintendo.
yeah, not from
They can
Nintendo,
go fuck themselves.
and I think I'm gonna have to take it to as far as we probably might not even be allowed to even show screenshots as we're doing the commentary. I don't think even screenshots we should even take the risk even for that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
It is.
I, so yeah, I'm not happy with it. Um, and you see, and one last thing I want to say, like this is just another prime example. When you don't have competition, that one freaking company could do whatever that they want, and
Yeah.
we don't have a choice. Like I really hope that eventually we have an alternative.
I
So
mean, they're Daily Motion, but that's not
who?
Daily Motion. Have you ever heard of that?
No, no. Who the heck are
I,
they?
the Daily Motion been around forever, but it just it's just not as big as YouTube.
But it's the same thing, right?
Yeah,
Same,
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, same, pretty
just
much
post
the same.
videos and things like that.
Yeah, pretty
Are
much.
people even on it?
Yeah, yeah, there's people on it, but it's more of an international. I think Daily Motion is more of an international thing.
Oh, okay.
But you can get the. I can go on there right now.
Hmm.
You can go on there anytime. So
Yeah.
no, but I agree with you about the competition thing. This is what happens when you have no competition. The leader can do what they want and be douchebags about it. So it is what it is at the end of the day. So yeah,
Yeah. And um I mean I'm still going to watch the movie, but yet at the same time though, Nintendo, you're wrong for this. YouTube, you're absolutely wrong for this. We did everything right, and yet you shut us down anyway. Piece of trash. Go ahead.
all right, yeah, all right. So yo, my bad. F is in the chat. Says yo, how you doing, F?
What's up, FO? Back
Okay,
at you, man.
okay. I know Multi. I know you say you want to skip Nintendo, but we do have to. I think this is actually an interesting topic, and we're gonna talk about boobs. So go ahead, go
And
ahead.
and Malta, at least at the very least, explain yourself, bro. Can you at least explain yourself
No, you
why
you
you want
want
us
you want
to
you want
skip
to talk about that?
Nintendo?
You want to talk
Is
about
it is
that?
it is it only because you want to talk about you want to just talk about Draymond, or you think it's a stupid topic? Like I'm just curious. Go ahead, Wolfie.
No, no, no. That's your topic.
All right, so let me share the Nintendo topic. And remember, we also were talking about Mortal Kombat. We were supposed to transition to Nintendo after we was talking about the Mortal Kombat 30th anniversary,
Mm-hmm.
because it was somewhat relatable or link to Nintendo of what we was going to talk about regarding Mortal Kombat. But anyway, uh, Nintendo no longer
All right,
allows.
let me pop it up.
Okay, let me know when you see it.
Yeah, yeah, it's there, it's there.
Okay, so Nintendo no longer allows uncensored female breasts on its platform. Yeah, all right. Here's the thing. We obviously we just read the headline, but I have to say this, real quick, real
Mhm.
quick. You see, this is one of the main reasons why now I officially understand why people continue to say. Now I haven't read this. Obviously, we haven't read this article yet,
Mhm.
but I completely understand why a lot of people say Nintendo is strictly for kids. I get it. Despite the fact that yeah, we have Zelda, we have Metro Prime, we have Bayonetta, and other games that are rated T and probably close to rated M. I think Bayonetta is the only closest one that we may have. But now I officially understand why so many people constantly trash Nintendo, hate on Nintendo, make fun of Nintendo, and saying that Nintendo is pretty much, for kids. And this is a prime example of it right here. So let's continue with this art. Let's continue, with this article. Um, Zumi.
You
I
see?
think that's how you say it. Gamuzumi.
Yeah.
All right, a publisher that described itself as focused on releasing amazing, mature LEWD.
Lewd.
Um, that's how you say it. Okay,
Lewd
thanks.
code, yeah.
Title for consoles and PC, and has yet latest title rejected by Nintendo. So rejected by Nintendo for showing uncensored frontal nudity. Worse, it seems Nintendo had updated its policy for indie games to no longer allow such material on this platform. The game in question is Hot
Tentacles.
Tentacles Shooter, a Space Invader clone where you shoot alien ships to slowly reveal a female pinup. pinup. Free 20 beautiful girls from the clutches of big tentacles reads the game description on Steam and PlayStation Store, where it's been available since September 9th.
Well, before you can, that's surprising. Here's the thing, right? Because I've heard the arguments surrounding censorship when it comes to Nintendo and PlayStation and stuff like that, and Xbox and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the funny thing: for a while, it was Sony that was censoring those games on their platform. Now they weren't getting rid of the games, but they were censoring them. So if there was frontal nudity or even showing a butt or whatever, it had to have been censored or covered. It had to be censored and covered. And Nintendo, I mean, up until I guess recently, allowed it, allowed breasts on their games. Now they don't. So it's like, you know, that kind of caught me by surprise. But you can continue.
Well, the part where I'm confused if yeah, because I remember you was giving a couple of examples like the one with Street Fighter where when
Oh no, that was a long that was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. I'm talking about something more recent. Uh,
okay.
let me see if I can find. I'm gonna look through my phone to find an article, and then I'll transfer it to the PC, and then I'll share it. But there's been stories about Sony censorship also.
Okay. All right. So let's
Okay,
continue on.
continue what you're doing.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So this is one of the tweets. So we received an answer from Nintendo, and now we have a confirmation that they do not allow uncensored boobs on their consoles. We received an answer from Nintendo. Okay, this is the same thing from the tweet. Basically, um, obscene content could damage the brand and infringe its policies. This means that now all games with boob nudity should be censored, and that's why our game Hot Tentacle Shoot it was rejected in the first place. Nintendo also rejected another of Gamzamu's title of Christmas Hentai Puzzle for the same reason. The publisher is resubmitting both games with censored versions of Lovely Ladies and is hoping for more positive results. It's a shame that now all consoles have restrictions about nudity content. This probably will affect not only games, but also from other publishers, devs added Gazumi. Nintendo does have a few lewd titles available on the Switch storefront. First among them is Anti Uni, an adult rated game that features topless anime characters and a tagline, a puzzle game that can be played with one hand. There's also Fantasy Turban Sex Stick. Were you just laughing?
Yeah, that part just is funny.
Okay. A visual novel that features characters barely restrained by clothing. And don't forget Catherine Full Body, a game that certainly has lewd subject matter, if not outright nudity. And I think that was the end of the.
Article. Okay, let
Uh,
me show you this. Let me show you the site real quick because I just found it. Hmm. Where was it? I think when I saw it. Give me 1 second. Uh, give your thoughts on it.
All right. Yeah. So while you doing this, all right. So
Hey,
yeah.
no, no, I found it. I found it.
All right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, let me share. Okay, give me 1 second, people. Oh wait. Yeah, give me 1 second. This thing's acting a little slow.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Go back. Go back to Wired. Go back to
No,
Wired, bro.
I'm good now.
You gave me so many praises in recent past. Gave it so many praises in recent past. And yeah, well, okay. Since you're still looking, like
Mhm.
this is the thing that really bothered me, and what I also find very. Oh, okay. You're starting. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right, so this is because Sony is dealing with the same thing. Like they've censored tons of games too. There's a list here. Let me see if I can find a list.
Hmm.
These are the list of games that has been censored by Sony. Let me see if I can read some of the more well known ones. Like Catherine, full body, that was
Hmm.
censored. Um, there's a Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball 3, Scarlet, that was censored. Dead or
Wait,
Alive 5.
why were they were they like completely nude?
No, to my knowledge, no, they're not nude, but I think I don't know. There's something that was censored, but I don't know exactly.
Okay.
So I apologize for that. There like Devil May Cry 5. There was a shot of a woman's butt that they censored. Now this is only in the Australia and European regions, but yeah, but that game got censored.
Wow.
Apparently, Final Fantasy 13 got censored.
Final Fantasy 13.
Hmm.
No way. Where? Let me see.
Um,
I don't see it, but
I'll
oh
highlight it. This is a list of games. Let me see. I'll highlight it for you.
oh I see it. Wow, the remastered one. Okay.
Yeah, that got a form of censorship. Uh, SNK 40th anniversary collection. The box art got censored. I don't know what got censored, but
Are
I
you
guess the
freaking
box art.
kidding me? They censored a box art.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah. This is not new. But anyway, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah. Um, I was trying to freaking go back and read the. Where is it? All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me just say this first. Say this first before I find it.
Mhm.
Now, over the years of how characters dress, for example, let me just give just one quick example. Like when you look at characters, for example, like Cammy, for instance.
Mhm.
Look at the outfit that she wore over all the years, for so many years. When you pay attention to the clothing that she wore,
Mhm.
all the clothing from Dead or Alive, all the clothing that were worn in Mortal Kombat, all of those female characters were highly sexualized. Nobody said anything about those. Nobody. Now, was there maybe some backlash in news media? Maybe, but I haven't heard anything. And when you go back and you look at stuff like, for instance, violence, to
Mhm.
me, a lot of the violence that you could get away with in the game is far worse than just some chick showing her behind.
Well, the funny thing is, there's some games that were censored for violence on PlayStation.
That I didn't know.
Yeah,
That,
I think I'm sure it was more than one game, but I know there was one game specifically where it was a big deal. I'm trying to figure out if I remember the name of it. Let me see if I can find it here. Cause it was a big deal because the creator came out and pretty much said what happened and said that they were going to alter it. I don't think it ended up being that big of a deal ultimately, but it happened.
okay, but here's the thing though.
Oh, and Resident Evil, the remaster for Resident Evil 2, the violence got censored.
of Resident Evil 2 for the
Hmm.
for the PS1.
No, 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 the remaster, the one not remaster, the remake that
The
came out.
violence got censored.
Mm-hmm. Because I guess they removed some gory elements to it. It was a lot gorier than it ended up becoming.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's for your entertainment, especially if you're trying to cater to your fan base on a particular genre.
Yeah.
I mean, so what? Does this mean that we should have movies, censor some stuff too? Like, no.
Some movies censor stuff all the time.
Yeah,
Movies
but that,
censor
that
stuff
there's
all the
there's a
time.
reason why we have a rating system, though. There's a
Yeah,
reason for that.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And
But
if you want, go
but the
ahead.
funny thing is that, and you know that out above rated R is NC-17, and those movies are rarely shown in movie theaters. Rarely shown.
Wasn't that movie what's that movie that all the girls wanted to watch?
50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, wasn't that beyond rated R?
I think there is a version that's NC-17. Yeah.
Right. So like you said, those things already exist already.
Yeah.
It may be rare, but those things already exist. And to me, violence, taking somebody's head off, cutting somebody is in half, doing a whole bunch of headshots, I think that's far worse than just some chick in a bikini. Far worse. Far worse. Like this is the problem that I always had a huge issue for. It's hypocritical. How is it that you're going to say that cutting somebody's head off, decapitating somebody's head, oh, that's perfectly fine in a video game. Oh, but a chick in a bikini is not? Like, get the hell out of here, man. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm not. Listen, we all are adults here. There's a reason why we have a rated system. You have rated E, you have rated T, you have rated M. I don't know what's beyond rated M in a video game. Is there something
Hey,
else worse?
hey,
Oh yeah, yeah. There's A. There's
and,
A. I
and
forgot
those
about
and those games are now sold in stores. If you want to buy those games, and I don't think there's that many, but if you want to buy those games, you have to go online and buy them.
that. I mean, that's fine, but most people buy games online anyway.
No, I mean you have to go like you. No, I'm not talking about going to the store, the PlayStation store or Xbox store. I'm talking about you have to go to the games page and buy it.
Hmm.
And even then, Sony, if Sony with their restrictions and what Nintendo's doing right now, they're probably never gonna even submit those games on there. I mean, they exist, but it's very very rare.
Yeah, those games are extremely extremely rare. But when it comes to the standard of what is allowed to be in the console and whatnot, do you honestly believe that? And in all seriousness,
Mhm.
if that's the case, Mortal Kombat should be rated A across the board. All the crazy violence that goes on into that game should clearly be unrated A game if you
I
if you were
mean,
to go by that
that,
type of
that
standard.
game is the reason why we have an ESRB rating in the first place. The franchise, at least the franchise is. It is. But to me, here's the thing. Let me read this from Malta, and then I'll give you my thoughts.
Hmm.
I don't think it should be a big deal that the women are sexualized because that happens with video game characters too. I'm pretty sure nearly every playable male character in the game Steve named was jacked like a mutant, which is unrealistic of men, but it's over sexualizing us too. Here's my thoughts on this, right? Obviously, it is their platform, right? So they can choose what's on it or what's off it. What I don't like is this idea that like gaming is somehow taboo to like adult content. You know what I mean? Like I just don't understand why. And the reason why I think violence is excused to an extent and nudity isn't is
Hmm.
because at least in this country we have an acceptance of we have a love of gun culture in this country, and yet we look at nudity, and it is more so back then than now. Because I think more people are more open nudity and the female body and male body and all the other mumbo jumbo stuff. But there's a love for gun culture in this country that doesn't exist when it comes to like nudity. You know what I mean? Like, because this country used to be a lot more conservative back then, but even with all that, you had the people who were glorified, mobsters, like movie stars like Clint Eastwood and stuff like that. What was the one common thing? Guns, like Wild Wild West. You have stuff like that. So guns has always been violence in general has always been glorified in this country in a way that nudity isn't. To me, I don't understand why that is. And when it comes to Nintendo and Sony specifically, you censor games for violence, but then you release games like The Last of Us and God of War. Does that make any sense to you?
No.
There's a level of hypocrisy going on when it comes to the smaller games than it is to the bigger games, or at least the game that they make. Like with Nintendo, they're censoring these games, but they have games where there's nudity in it. So it's like what are we doing? What are we doing here? There's no consistency. There's no consistency, and also when it comes to like nudity and stuff like that, like I get it. You don't want to get it in the hands of kids, and I'll tell you, I'll tell you a funny story.
Hmm.
When I wanted to buy Mortal Kombat trilogy, I could only buy it at the flea market. I had to go to the flea market and get it.
Wait. Trilogy?
Yeah, Mortal Kombat trilogy on the PlayStation.
Hmm.
Cause I tried to buy it at the store, they wouldn't let me buy it because I was too young. So
Oh, that's right. That's
I,
right. Yeah.
I went to the flea market. I went to the swap shop and bought it.
Okay.
But even with that, like I didn't end up killing anybody over the game. You know what I'm saying? I didn't end up being affected negatively by the game.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like ultimately, like I get the ESRB rating. I get it. But at some point you have to treat gaming like any other media entity on there. It's art. It's art at the end of the day. And
Absolutely.
art is the eye of the people who make it and the people who consume it. And for these companies to and it's one thing to just block it away and not allow it, but then you have these double standards that make no sense. It makes no sense to me, and I've never understood why um games that feature nudity is looked upon it automatically gets an A rating, but yet you have all these blood violence and all the other shit, and it's rated M. You know what I'm saying? To me, the rating system just doesn't make it just that when it comes to that, it makes no sense to me.
Hmm.
And at the end of the day, you have a lot more adult gamers out there than ever before. I don't know, like I'm pretty sure you know what it is. You know what it is.
What's that?
People still to this day look at gaming as for kids. I think there's still a lot of people out there who still look at gaming as just for kids. They don't look at it as a hobby that adults do.
Well, that's stupid. That type of thinking is faulty
I
because
agree.
those people should automatically have been aware years ago. Because everybody by now, everybody knows what Grand Theft Auto is. If people know what Resident Evil is, people know what Mortal Kombat is. Those games have existed, for ages now. So many people heard of those games, and not because of just the game in general, but because how it was constantly being viewed as a game that should never exist. It was all over news media. Millions and millions of people knew about it because of news media in the first place. So when people was hearing all the outrage and all the controversy with Mortal Kombat back in the Super Nintendo Sega days, and when Grand Theft Auto came out, all the violence and having sex with hookers and all the other stuff. By now, everybody should have already figured out that there are games that are exclusively for adults. Like, don't be all naive about it. Like, what the hell? What's your problem?
I,
You've been living under a rock this whole entire time. Well, get out of here.
I just think that this idea that adult rated games can exist is dumb to me. It's just dumb. Like I just think that you, and I'm not saying oh every game need to have boobs and ass and violence and stuff like that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you have some subjects out there that are very adult orientated that may go extreme, but at least in other forms of media, you have access to that. And the gaming industry, for whatever reason, is very hesitant to go down that path. And to me, like I think that's just limiting the medium. You're just limiting the art form. Yeah, some art is uncomfortable. Some art is going to be controversial, but that art needs to be expressed
Hmm.
because some of the best games of all time try to challenge that, like you said, Mortal Kombat, GTA, and you have some awful games too, like BMX Triple X. That game was dog shit, and you have tons of other games too, like Leisure Suit Larry, and all the other stuff. But it's like at the end of the day, like it's yeah, it's a medium that is consumed, or at least the money that goes into the medium is consumed mainly by adults. So why not you give the adults an option to consume that type of adult media if that's what they're looking for? Now, I do want to say one more thing.
Hmm.
Now, there is an argument to be made on the other side especially when it comes to some of these Japanese games, where the women that are depicted may not be underage, but they're depicted as being underage, and that's a problem. You know what I mean? That's a problem, especially
But are they underage though?
technically no, but you can tell. You can tell. You can tell, and if the average person can't tell if that anime character is 21 or 12, that is a problem.
Or if you aren't able to identify if it's 12 or 21.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Yeah, I'll give you an example too. Right. When I went to the video game bar, they were showing this show called High School. I think it was like High School of the Dead or something like that.
Hmm.
Right. It was a weird anime where there's a obviously a zombie apocalypse, and some of the survivors were like teenage girls, right? Highly sexualized teenage girls, right?
Yeah.
And they had one woman who I think she was their teacher or whatever, but you can tell she was the adult, and the rest of them were teenagers. They censored the teenagers. The only type of real full frontal nudity that I saw was from the teacher.
Oh wow! And what game was this?
This was not a game. This was a show called High School of the Dead.
High School of the Dead. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like when it comes to like games, if you want to be careful with that, I have no issues with that. But I just think there's other aspects of art that does need to be expressed, and it shouldn't be censored by Nintendo, Sony, or Microsoft. Even though yes, I get it, it's their platform, but it is what it is, and that's why people game on PC, because those type of restrictions aren't there. So,
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, and for Nintendo to go back, to this route again, it, I feel like, I mean, what are you fretting about? Like, what are you worried about? Like, if you were worried that it was going to somehow compromise your brand into a negative light, then you should have gotten rid of this stuff a long time ago in the first place. You should have never introduced it into your platform, since the very beginning.
it,
And
it,
I mean, go ahead.
no, I just feel like they're just picking. I feel like they're just picking and choosing when they want to apply the censorship, because Mortal Kombat is on the new one's on the Switch, right?
Hmm.
And that game's violent.
You can't when it comes to violence, you can't go any worse than Mortal Kombat. You can't. You can't. All the fatalities that they have in there, you can't go any worse than Mortal Kombat. You have freaking people cutting uh, in half, cutting each other in half. You can't go any worse than that. How is that acceptable? But oh, you telling us that this is not? It's highly hypocritical on their part.
It's
They
not,
don't know what they're doing.
and you know that I would love to bash Nintendo on this, but Sony's the same way. Sony's the same way. There's some areas where they censor the violence. There's other one that it seems like everything's okay, and to me, I just find it weird. Like inconsistency annoys me.
It annoys me too,
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
that it's inconsistent. So, all right, before we move on to the main event, there is one thing that I want to touch on real quick. Right?
Oh,
Actually,
aren't you gonna read Malta's stuff?
no, I read it.
Oh, you read them all?
Yeah, I read it.
Oh,
There's
okay.
two things that I want to touch on. I don't want to wait too. I don't want to stay on it too long.
Oh, are we done with
But
this topic?
yeah, we're done.
Oh,
You
okay.
you have you have anything else to say?
Um. Oh, there was one last thing I wanted to ask you.
Mhm.
Remember when we were talking about GTA and how they were removing all the, I guess, the homophobe or trans gender like jokes and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I had suggested because I brought up Call of Duty into this, the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, where they had the scene where we were shooting all the people in the airport,
Yeah, yeah.
and the reason why I'm bringing that up again, because I brought it up when we was talking about Grand Theft Auto, and I'm going to bring it up again now because at that time, remember, they gave us the adults. First off, it's rated M, so kids
Mhm.
can't buy it anyway. So you already have a threshold there.
Well,
Two, go ahead.
I think the thing with that is that you're pretty much depicting a mass shooting, and I think that's what happened with that game called Hatred. There was a game called Hatred where your goal was basically just to murder people,
Hmm.
pretty much, and that got a lot of flack because like I said, people just was offended by it. So I think that's why the no Russian mission gained a lot of notoriety because you're pretty much depicting a mass shooting,
Yeah,
even though they're telling a story.
correct. They were telling a story, and with Call of Duty, at the very least, they gave you the option. They gave the
Yeah,
power to the consumer.
yeah,
If you want to play it, play it. If you want to skip it and not be shown on your screen, you had the power to do that.
yeah.
You could easily implement that with all the other games that you want to censor. You could easily implement that on those games. Easy.
I
Because
agree.
you already did it already.
I agree. But to me, what I did with that mission was I actually started shooting people at first, and then I was like, I don't feel right doing this. So what I did, I just started shooting the area, like shooting like debris and stuff like that. And then once the police showed up, then I started shooting them. And I know it sounds bad, but
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait,
but
hold on,
they,
hold on, hold on.
no, but they had guns. So I had to shoot. So I had to
No,
shoot.
no, wait, hold on. But those officers came to defend the people who you did not want to shoot.
That's true. But
What? How
if I get shot, I'm gonna lose the mission. I'm gonna lose the mission. So I had to survive. I had to survive.
I mean, I guess. 'Cause I remember I was talking to F about this. F, I don't know if you remember. I was talking to him about it, and even he said he didn't want to go through playing that mission. And we have people that just put the controller down,
Wait,
or people.
isn't he like wasn't he in the military if I'm not mistaken, or don't he have people in the military?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay, no, my bad. I must have been thinking about somebody else. My bad.
Yeah. So, um, damn, what was I going to say? Yeah. So you had people who didn't want to partake in that particular mission. And if there is something that you don't want to participate in, if there is something that you don't want to see, at the very least, you give us the option. Don't make the option for us. Don't make the decision for us, especially us, the adults.
But I,
You. Go ahead.
No, no, no. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
You have, we have, the rated system, you know what I'm saying, and you have people who are full grown adults who want to play these games. You give us the option, if you want, if we have the capability to down or to censor a scene, some type of mission, whatever, but you give us the power. Let us make that choice. Make us make that choice. And by you taking that power away from us, you're basically telling us, oh, well, oh, we know what's best for you. Man, get the hell out of here. You don't know what's best for me. How do you know what I want? You don't
And,
know what's best for me.
and speaking of the no Russian mission and stuff like that, I mean I feel like more games need that. They need to have they need to have games where you're feeling where you have conflicted feelings about what you're doing.
Hmm.
It needs to make you think about a game, especially a game that obviously is a good game, but it needs to make you think too.
What game is
And-
this
and-
again? You're not
no,
talking
no,
about.
no, 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 no. I'm just talking about in general, right?
Okay, okay.
You need art needs to be something questions that can question what you believe in, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, a game is a game, and you ultimately you want the game to be fun, but there's a lot of people who like narration in game, who like storytelling in games, and if the story is dark, then the artist should be free to express that and to convey that to you, and then give you the option to be at least give you the option to feel the way that you feel about what you're doing in the game.
Yeah.
And especially when you have control of what you're doing, it gives you a higher sense of what they're trying to convey in the story. When because in the movie you can just watch a movie and you're like, man, I hope we don't do this, I hope we don't do that, whatever, whatever. You have no control over what's happening in the game. You have the control in your hand. You literally have the control in your hands. And if a guy can do it, if a guy can do it correctly, can make you feel really conflicted to when it comes to like, oh well, should I do this, should I do that, what can I do, like can like do I feel comfortable doing this or whatever. And I feel like not enough games give you that amount of conflict,
Hmm.
especially when you have the added control when it comes to gaming medium. When it comes to gaming medium, you have that added control with the controller. It's part of the reason why I don't why I'm not watching that Uncharted movie. What do I need to watch the Uncharted movie for? I've already seen all the best Uncharted movies playing the game, and also
Oh,
had the added pleasure of controlling the game. And now if you give me this movie, I can't control it. I can't I can't do. I'm just watching a movie.
well, doesn't that same logic apply for Spider-Man?
No, no, because to me, Spider Man, you have the character and you have all the villains as well, right? Like he has a story. He has a story. Like Uncharted has a story, but like you like to me, I just think that one they're not using the same characters that's depicted. Like Mark, what's that dude's name?
Tom Holland?
Yeah, he's not Nathan Drake. He may be playing Nathan Drake, but that's not Nathan Drake.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then Mark Wahlberg. Come on, seriously, he's supposed to be Sully.
Yeah.
Really, dude? And that's the thing. When Sully, dude, in a part in Uncharted 3, when you play as young Drake, Sully was old back then. Sully was old back then.
I think I remember. Yeah.
And Mark Wahlberg looked younger than young Sully, who was old. It totally breaks the immersion for me. Like for me, like when gaming is at its best, it's engage. When storytelling is at its best, it's engaging. And there with the added, with the added advantage of having a controller, you have the power to kind of like you kind of have a better understanding of what you're doing with the character. And
Hmm.
like, man, do I really want to do this? Do it? It's hard to explain because I don't really play a whole bunch of games that are like that. I just like playing like regular games, right? Like,
Yeah.
but with the no Russian thing, like I said, I didn't want to shoot those people, and after I was doing it for a little bit, I stopped shooting them. I was just spraying. I was just
You talking about Call of Duty?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was just spraying them, and then I remember there's this other game called Spec Off the Line. I heard the storyline in that game is crazy. I never got a chance to play it.
Spec Off the Line. I'm gonna look that up later.
Yeah, yeah. Look it up. Apparently, the storyline in that game is crazy. It's a military third person shooter, but from what I heard, there's a bunch of crazy shit in that movie in that game, and
Oh, okay.
it makes you feel a certain type of way playing through it. And it's like I want more. I want gaming media to be more like that. I do want gaming to be more like that, to make you to take risk, when it comes to narration, and
Yes.
not to be pigeonholed by a company trying to protect their image, while they have other games where you're like slicing dudes' heads off and no one bats an eye.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. So I mean, I'm pretty much done. You know what I had to say. Like I'm just very surprised that once again Nintendo going to this route, and yeah, and also Sony. And I agree with what you said because I remember I had said something similar down the line, where when you see something really tragic in a game or in a movie, and when you actually get some type of emotion out of it, I mean that's a good thing.
yeah,
That's a good thing where you can actually invest your own emotion in a particular scene or in a particular mission or a particular objective. It makes it more entertaining because now you putting all of your emotion behind that particular game or that particular character. And if the game is going to have some type of effect that way, that's a very good a really good way of that game being really successful. Yeah, I want that emotional type of connection. That's one of the reasons why I love horror games so much, because you can't get that type of intense survival experience from anywhere else when you want to survive. That's why I could appreciate games like Resident Evil and Silent Hill and the new game that's coming out, Dead Space and Celestial Protocol. I appreciate those games because they put all that fear and it's so emotional driven. You're constantly at the edge of your seat.
and plus
And
the added fact that you're controlling what's going on.
exactly, exactly. So at the end of the day, what Nintendo should have at least done is give us, the adults, the power, the option if we want things to be, censored or not, or just don't have us give us the power if we don't want to see it at all. Again, it already has been done already in recent past. You could do that with these future games. You could do that. And Nintendo, again, they're being hypocritical because I don't care what anybody says. If you're going to continue to come out with games like Bayonetta, if you're going to continue to come out with games like Metroid, and I'm going to even put Zelda into the mix, he's hacking slashing everybody. I'm sorry, all that is violent to me. That's violence. Now it may not be blood and gore, but at the end of the day, it's still violence. It's still violent. So I don't really like I don't like it, man. I don't like the fact that Nintendo's doing this. I really hope that they would reconsider because once again, if people are going to say that Nintendo is just a kiddie console, it's a platform for little kids, this is a prime example of people could use that article as justification for saying it. So that's it.
All right. Well, before we get to Draymond, right? And I trust me, we'll get to Draymond. I do want to discuss real quick what happened on Monday Night Football.
Hmm.
Right. So the Chiefs won 30-29. The Raiders, for some reason, instead of kicking the extra point, they went for two for some fucking reason. They didn't make it, and now they lost by 1 point. Now they're 1-4, and and people, and if I'm a Las Vegas Raiders fan, I'm not happy. I'm not
Yeah.
happy. And then not only that, and then and then the referees continue to completely botch the whole roughing the passer thing, right? I don't know what the guy's name is, but he sacked Derek Carr. He got the ball from Derek Carr, and
Mm-hmm.
then his momentum, got him and Derek Carr on the ground, and because he landed on him, they called roughing the passer. Despite the fact that he wasn't even technically the passer anymore. When you get the ball stripped from you, you're now just a player. You're not the quarterback anymore. You're just a player.
Yeah.
So they had that, which was dumb. And
Do you want
then
me? Do you want me to show it, or you don't want to risk it?
I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk it.
All right.
If you have a picture, then that'll be straight.
Oh, okay.
But and then after the game, Devontae Adams, and this is pretty much a breaking story right here. Devontae Adams pushes a random camera guy who works for ESPN as a freelancer. He pushes the guy, and then here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Here's where he did that was wrong. He apologized in public, but never tried to reach out to the guy that he pushed.
Yeah.
At least wasn't at least if he wasn't he never addressed him in public, but he never tried. He probably tried to reach him, but he never got to him. The person you have to reach is him, because now here's what's happening now. He's having he's having charges pressed on him by the guy, and the guy not only he said he got hurt and he has a minor concussion. Now, if you ask me, I think I look, Devontae Adams should never have pushed him.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely should never have pushed him. Do I think that the man is milking some of the injuries? Yes, I do. I do think he's milking some of the injuries. But you put yourself in that situation. And now you're gonna get charges put against you because of it. And as far as him, as far as Devontae Adams, he I don't know. Do you have the latest on him? 'Cause I think didn't he get suspended?
Adams.
Yeah. What's
Um.
going on, Nolan? How you doing, bro?
What's up, Nolan? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't think I. Let me see.
If you can't find it, that's fine. That's fine. But he's likely going to get he should get suspended for a game. He should get a game suspension because you're just pushing random dudes on the field is dumb. It's a dumb thing to do.
I think he should be fined. I think
Yeah.
he should be fined at the very least. If he's not going to get suspended, he should, at the very least, get fined.
Oh, he definitely is going to get fined. He definitely going to get fined. But he's going to get a one. He should get a 1 game suspension also.
And
I don't know if you're going to get it, but yeah, go ahead.
and speaking of that sack that you was talking about,
Mm-hmm.
this is what I said in the last podcast, the one that got taken down.
Mm-hmm.
You see, once again, the referees made that awful call just because of what happened with Tua.
And you know what? I was gonna say that I think it was Troy. Who does the Monday game? I think it was John
Troy.
Buck, and Troy Aikman, and Joe
Yeah.
Buck. They mentioned that too.
They said that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ever since the whole Tua thing, and like you said, you said it too on your show. They said that the Tua thing is the reason why they feel like it's the reason why they're being super protective of the quarterbacks. And to me, like, bro, it's football. What like if you legitimately don't want these guys to get hurt, then put flags on them.
Yes.
Put flags on them. Because what happened to Derek Carr, there's nothing you can do about that. And especially there was 1 year where they were really cracking down on roughing the passer. And even the most basic hits got a flag. And you're doing the defense a disservice, because when the defenders try to avoid trying to like slam the quarterback or whatever, they have to move their body a certain way, and then what happened? They hurt themselves trying not to hurt the quarterback.
Yes.
And well, you think the NFL is going to care about that? No, they don't give a shit about that. They just want to protect the quarterbacks.
Yeah, and it's a disservice because why even bother having defense? The purpose of the defense is for you to make sure that the offense doesn't advance. But you are allowing the offense to advance anyway because you are just constantly coddling the quarterback. You're making it worse for the defense. You're literally telling the defense you just don't sack the guy. Just don't sack the quarterback.
Pretty
And
much.
look and look how many and look it's only been how long has it been since Tua got hurt? Has it been 2 weeks yet?
No,
It hasn't even been 2 weeks. And look how many teams now are affected by this. You had this happen to the Raiders. You saw what happened, with the Falcons. It's happening to multiple teams because of one incident. Because of one incident. Now so many other teams is being compromised because of it. And that's not right. It's not right. This is not football anymore. This is not football anymore. What this is you're pretty much like you said, flag football. You might as well just play flag football at this point. Play flag football at this point. Football is a very dangerous sport. Everybody know what they signed up for. And if you want to do the best that you can, to protect the quarterback, you already did your best that you could. And for the defenders, I feel bad for them because they can't. What else could they possibly do once they finally got their hands on the quarterback?
you're not allowed to do the job. You're
Yeah.
not allowed to do their job, and that's annoying.
And what I would tell the NFL and these refs, listen, physics still matter. Friction still matter. How your body maneuvers at different speeds, all that stuff still matters. You can't just tell the defender to adjust whether he's midair, whether he's making some type of move, landing on the ground. You can't just have him because remember, while you're falling and you're trying to brace yourself, you only have a couple of seconds to make an adjustment. Maybe less than that. You're falling to the ground with another body. What else do you expect the guy to do at this point? Physics still matter. So when you try to apply that, and yet you're telling these defenders that you can't do this to the quarterback. Once again, like we addressed on Monday, you can't attack low, you can't attack high. He grabbed them right at the center of his body, and he tried to brace himself by putting his hand before he made contact with the ground. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah,
Yeah, like he did whatever he could to protect himself and the quarterback by not landing on top. And to me, I think landing on top of the guy should be fine. But they want to say that, well, that's roughing the passer. But for me,
if you like pretty much if a quarterback's down and you literally just belly flop on him, that should be a penalty.
if
But
the
that's
if
not
he's
what happened
if
here.
he's down
Yeah,
already,
if he's already down and you just jump on him just to hurt him, yeah, that's a penalty.
yeah, that's a penalty. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
I'm
that's not
talking
what
about
happened.
when both guys are up front
Yeah, yeah.
and he just lands on him.
Yeah, first of all, he already had the ball. He already strip sacked him,
Yeah,
and his momentum brought him to the ground with Derek Carr. That's it. That's it. And it's like we're not like they're and it's so inconsistent because there are plays where you see that happen and nothing gets called. And yet, if a defensive player breathes on the quarterback, he gets a penalty, and that's not entertaining to watch.
no, it's not entertaining.
It's not.
It's too much interference, with the refs. I want to see the football players play.
I agree.
The less we see the refs on TV, the more entertaining it is.
I
I don't
agree.
want to. I don't want to constantly see the game being stopped by meaningless, stupid flags that now will interfere in momentum shift. Will interfere if the opposing team is going to win or lose. I don't want that. The game is more fun when there's less interference in the refs.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Anyway, let's get to the Draymond Green stuff. All
Yeah.
right. All right. So this is the video. Oh, my bad. That's Balrog. My bad. Pretty much the punch is very similar.
Oh, let me see that again. Let me. You might as well let me see. I want to see. I want to see.
Mhm. This Draymond just punching. That's his thing.
Oh man, that's funny.
But here's the actual video. Let me refresh it. There's only a minute, so it won't. Hopefully, we won't get copyrighted for this. So this is Draymond. Obviously, they point him out here, and then and then Poole is right here. Obviously Draymond's talking, obviously, and he goes up to him, and you know, Poole pushes him, and boom, hit him with the level one.
Oh man, yeah.
Hit him with the level one. So
Oh my gosh, yeah. When he pushed them and Draymond Green, he put his full body into that punch.
he put everything into it. That's all I was gonna show. Cause I don't want to get copyrighted.
Okay, all right, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, he gave him everything.
Okay, this is what I want to say. Right,
Hmm.
lately it seems I don't want to say that hey Draymond Green is just being Draymond Green. Let him do his thing. I'm Everybody has been talking about how we've been having a track record with Draymond Green.
Hmm.
The times where he was kicking people's in the nuts, uh, and then he did it to LeBron James, right? And I want to stop right there, okay? And I'm going to tell you why, right? When he did that, whatever it was intentional or not, him hitting LeBron James, in my opinion, I know you're gonna disagree. When he hit LeBron James, that cost him a championship, right? That automatically cost you a championship. Then after that, he had this huge confrontation with Kevin Durant.
Hmm.
Kevin Durant admitted, I forgot if it was, I think it was on First Take he had said it. He admitted Draymond Green played a factor of why he decided to leave.
Hmm. I have an opinion on that too, but go ahead.
Okay. Now you have a situation of, well, even before that, all the technical fouls that he constantly was getting.
Hmm.
I think he was like number one or number two at a
That
certain
was
time.
not it's not surprising. He likes to talk, so.
Yeah, he likes to talk. He likes to all this other stuff. And now you got in confrontation with Poole. You punch him in the face, and this and that and this and that. Okay, look at the track record. To me, in my opinion, Draymond Green he's not thinking properly. That championship that you lost, you should have immediately humbled yourself and said, you know what, I cost my team a championship. Maybe I better cool down. Maybe I better watch myself. All these technical fouls that I've been getting all for all these years, it's because of me that we were put in that position. Me, nobody else. It was exclusively me. And for him to punch Poole, to me, I hate to say this, Draymond Green's a child. That's what he is. He's a child. For you to constantly kick people in the private parts, you constantly playing dirty, to all these players, talking trash to all these players. Now you're punching your own teammate in the face. You cost the team a championship because of because of you, a superstar left, which I'm actually happy about. I'm happy that Kevin Durant left. But at the end of the day, you were part of the reason why he decided to leave. And now you do this. You're a child. That's what you are. A child. You a child in a man's body. Yeah, you want championships. Yeah, you're going to be in the Hall of Fame. But right now you're being annoying. It's annoying because year after year after year, it's always something with Draymond Green. It's always something, and he needs to be thankful that he's not going to. Because is he going to get suspended? I don't think he is. Right?
No, 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 no.
He should be thankful that he's not going to get suspended. Thankful that he's not going to get suspended. I think he should have gotten suspended for for at the minimum 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. He should be suspended for 2 weeks. Why? Because it was the force that he put behind it. You could tell that his intent was to hurt Poole. He wanted to hurt that dude. He wanted to hurt that dude. That was a freaking Superman punch. That's what it was.
Yeah,
This wasn't this was not a right hook. This was not a jab. This was not an uppercut. He literally did a full Superman punch where he punched and used his whole entire body weight into that punch. He wanted to hurt that dude. And that's why he should get 2 weeks. 2 weeks he should have gotten, and a fine. But I said a lot. It seems like you disagree with some things I said. Go ahead.
okay. Let me say this. All right. Now, when it came to the whole kicking people in the nuts thing, it is what it is, right? We all know that he plays with an edge, right? He plays with that with a chip on his shoulder. And some guys, when they play with a chip on their shoulder, sometimes they act stupid. Same thing with much like Patrick Beverly, Dennis Rodman back in the day. Hell, I'll even argue, Charles Barkley back in the day.
Hmm.
They play with an edge, right? And sometimes they go over the edge, and they do stupid things. Now, obviously, I disagree with you on the whole championship thing. We've gone through that, and I don't want to be here for forever arguing that. The Kevin Durant thing. Here's the thing with the whole Kevin Durant thing.
Hmm.
Personally, I didn't think he was. I don't think he was ever. I don't think he ever really considered staying. I don't think he was ever going to stay.
You don't think when Draymond Green said, "Oh, we won without you. We don't need you."
Oh no, no,
You don't think that made an impact?
that was a death knell. That was definitely the death knell. But
Oh, okay.
I think a lot of people figured that he was going to leave. And the reason why I say that is because I think when he went to Golden State, he thought that he was going to get the validation that he craved, like winning a championship. But that didn't happen. In some circles, that didn't happen. And in order for him to get that validation, he had to leave Golden State. That's why he went to Brooklyn. Because no matter what happens, he went on someone else's team. He went on Steph Curry's team.
Hmm.
And it pretty much the same thing. I mean, I would argue he did the same thing LeBron did. Even though we all know LeBron did, when those Heat teams, he was the best player. But ultimately, he was on Pat Riley / Dwayne Wade's team.
Yes.
So I think he wasn't going to stay regardless. But, Draymond was the perfect scapegoat for that because of what happened that game. And remember what happened before that happened.
Hmm.
They had the ball. I think the game was tied, and Durant wanted the ball. Draymond Green decided, I'm going to go up. I'm going to go down the floor and not get a good shot off. And Kevin Durant reasonably was pissed, and that's when they got into their altercation. Now, mind you, they're cool now. They're cool now, but back then, I think Kevin Durant used Draymond Green as a scapegoat to why he left. I think he wasn't.
Oh,
He was never.
that's an interesting theory.
He was never planning on staying in Golden State. But the thing is that that is on Draymond's resume. That is on Draymond's resume. What I think this is, and I think Multi said it in the chat. Let me read the chat. This point right here, and I think
What do you say? Oh, let me look.
here what I think this is all about. And I don't think necessarily that it's jealousy, but I think Draymond realizes that his time in Golden State is almost up. Draymond put all the jealousy towards Poole in that punch. That's what I think this is all about. Because look, Golden State, they've already played Clay. They already paid Clay. They already paid Steph. I think Wiggins has a big deal, and they're probably going to trade him.
You think they're going to trade Wiggins?
No, not trade. I think they're going to repay Wiggins, and they're likely going to pay Poole because Poole is a good player. He's a very good player.
Yeah, very good. That dude's very skilled.
Yeah, and the odd man out is Draymond. Because Draymond said he wants a max deal. He wants the max.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, like, do I think he's worthy of the max? For the way he played defense, yes.
Really?
Yeah.
He with the max. The max.
Yeah. For the way
Wow.
he played defense, yes. But here's the problem. The problem is that as long as the only way that you can justify the max for him if he stays in Golden State. But Golden State, they see all these young guys. Obviously, they still have Curry, they still have Clay, and they have all these young guys emerging.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to get rid of the old guy just to keep Draymond, who's getting older? And let's be frank, in the finals, he wasn't great in the finals.
Yeah.
He wasn't great in the finals. So it's like, I do think there's definitely some resentment because you don't punch a guy like that. You don't punch a guy like that unless you want. He had intended to hurt that dude.
Yeah.
He
Definitely.
had intended to hurt that dude. You know what I mean? And I do think that there's now, someone I was listening to um earlier was saying that he probably has some stuff going on outside that's messing him up. That could be true also. But you don't punch a teammate like that. You don't punch a teammate like that. You don't hit him with a ball rog level 1 super. That's what he hit him with. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. I like that. I like that.
He hit that dude with the super. And it's ironic that it's the same guy who is set to get paid as well. You know what I mean? The guy who's who's an emerging star. It's not a coincidence to me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not a coincidence. So, but with that said, do I think he deserves a suspension? To me, I think him taking time off was the suspension. The main thing is like, and let's be frank, these things do happen. You're with people all the time. You're hyper competitive. Fights are gonna happen. The problem is that it got leaked. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And now, and I always say this, and I remember we had this. I don't know if we ever mentioned it, but think about the whole Ray Rice situation.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the Ray Rice situation. All right. Now Ray Rice got suspended. I think he got suspended 2 games for what happened with the wife, right? And then the video comes out.
Yeah.
You see what happened, and then the NFL was like, "Oh, you know what? You're suspended for the rest of the year." Why? Because the video made things look a lot worse than what it was reported. Now, when it was first reported that Poole and Draymond got into an altercation and Draymond punched them, you really didn't think nothing of it. You just think, oh, just two teammates just having an argument. One guy threw a punch or whatever. It's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't deny that watching that video, it made it look 1,000 times worse.
Much worse.
1,000 times worse. But with that said, I don't think he's gonna get suspended. I don't like, he's not gonna get suspended, and I don't think he should get suspended. If he hurt Poole, then yeah, he should get suspended. But Poole apparently was cool with that. He was okay, like he was fine. So he took a punch like a G. Give him props to him. He has a chin. Props to him. But the video coming out, I think, makes the reconciliation a lot worse. Because it's one thing to hear a report, but now you have the video, and now you have the added embarrassment of pretty much from Draymond's side and Jordan Poole's side getting sucker punched. Because in the video, Jordan Poole looked away, and that's when Draymond hit him.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he had hit him flush in the face and probably in the nose, where he probably would have gotten a broken nose or something. Thankfully, he turned away. But ultimately, like that video, it wouldn't surprise me if Draymond Green, if that was his last year with Golden State. It wouldn't surprise me.
Um, I was, as you were talking and you were talking about Pool's contract, and you was talking about everybody else's contract
Yeah.
and things of that nature. I said, you know what? As Hoovy's talking about the contract, I need to see the stats because I forgot the stats.
Hmm.
So I pulled up the stats. I want to make sure this is the right one. Let me see.
Yeah. And don't worry, guys. I'll read your chats and I'll read your chats in a second.
Let me make sure this is the right one. 2021, 2022. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think this is the yeah, that's the one. Okay. Now, let's okay, so per game. Let's go to the regular season.
Hmm.
You have Curry. I'm going straight to the points.
Hmm.
25, Andrew Wiggins, 17, Jordan Poole, 18, Klay Thompson, 20,
Hmm.
Draymond Green, 7. 7 points. Not even double digits. Now let's look at the playoffs that you mentioned.
Hmm.
So Klay Thompson, 19, Andrew Wiggins, 16, Steph Curry, 27, Jordan Poole, 17, Draymond Green, 8.
It went up. It went up.
that, that, uh, dude.
it, it went up.
Oh yeah. It went up. It went up. Here's the thing. This is the reason why I pull up these stats. This is important. You have all these guys who is going to have a good payday, and rightfully so. If you perform in regular season and you perform in the playoffs well, you deserve a nice payday. This guy, 8 points. I think you and Malta are onto something here. I think you guys are onto something. You mean to tell me just recently you only scored 8 points, and who you have a guy who outperformed you, who actually doubled the average that you have, doubled, and now you decide to punch him because you know it's time for you to get your contract too. I never ever thought about the contract situation. So I'm going to give you and multiple props for this. I completely forgot about that. That's why I wanted to look at these stats. This dude outperformed Draymond Green, especially offensively. Completely outperformed him. And I'm sorry, and I have to say this, and maybe you agree. Who would I rather pay the money? I'm taking Poole.
I'm the same way. You gotta pay the young guy.
You got to pay the young guy, and you got to pay the person who's playing better.
Yeah.
You have
And,
no choice. Like,
and look, Draymond's important to that team defensively, but the thing is that they have young bigs on the team. Like they have let me see if I can look at the roster here. That
mhm.
Looney, I don't know much about Looney, but they have a guy in Jonathan Kaminga. No, that's not him. It was something Wiseman. I forgot his first name. What that dude? What that dude? I think James Wiseman. I think, but he's fuck. Hold on, give me 1 second. Hold on, give me 1 second. All right, you continue on. Let me. I gotta take this phone call.
Go ahead. All right. So, um, wait. Who? Okay. So good. All right. So you have Poole who has 17 points, and Draymond Green who only averaged 8 points. This is the playoffs here because I clicked it on here. I made sure we were on the playoff section. Look at the free throw percentage. Poole is at 90% when it comes to free throws. I believe he was. I can't remember if he was. I think he was number one. I think he's number one. He actually outperformed both Steph and Clay when it comes to the free throws. So he's obviously when it's crunch time, when it's time for you to shoot those free throws, you give the ball to Jordan Poole. When it comes to free throw shooting, you give the ball to him. You give him the ball. And Draymond Green is at 60% when it comes to free throw shooting. I'm sorry if Draymond Green want to have all a hasty fit. Listen, this is the time where you have to humble yourself and suck your pride and say, something, this guy is actually better than me. Now, if you want the money, if you truly believe that you're better, This is your chance for you to prove that this season and in the playoffs when you make it there. This is actually and in my opinion, this is your last chance. This is your last chance for you to outperform Poole. Your last chance. And I honestly think it's pretty much, too late, because although I believe this is his only and final last opportunity to try to outperform Jordan Poole, I honestly believe that even if he does by some miracle, Jordan Poole is still the young guy. That's not going to change. Draymond Green is just going to get older, and his athleticism and his skill set is just constantly going to wane, while Jordan Poole is going to flourish. Which is why I think it's vital that I had to put the stats out here, because you have a guy who's younger than you outperforming you. So at the end of the day, if he is upset that Jordan Poole is going to be getting that nice payday and he does not, that's not on Jordan Poole. That's on you, buddy. That's on you. If you're jealous that somebody is better than you, that's a you problem. You have to go to the gym. You're gonna have to go to the court, do whatever it is that you have to do to make sure that you can compete for that contract. That's what you do as a player. That's what you do as a leader, since you're like the vocal, leader of that team. And what you did, punching him in the face, that doesn't show leadership. That doesn't show leadership. That just shows that you're just a coward. You lost, and you decided that, oh, let me just punch him in the face to compensate. But that actually devalues your contract even more. And that is the reason why I brought up his history for hitting people in the balls, costing him the championship. Was one of the factors why Kevin Durant decided to leave. All the technical fouls that he got, and now you punch the dude in the face. All this is happening while your prime is starting to wane. All this is happening while another guy is actually doing better than you. That's not a recipe for success. It's not. So in my personal opinion, I think you nailed the nail on the head on Malta. I think this is all jealousy, because it's time to get paid. And I believe that he's not going to get that max deal. Why? Because you have to pay Clay Thompson. You have to pay Andrew Wiggins. You have to pay Steph Curry. You have to pay Jordan Poole, and then you could get the leftovers, Draymond Green. That's what you're going to have the leftovers, because at this point, all you've been is a liability. That's it. Because of your attitude, because you don't know how to act right, you just pretty much been a liability. And as far as everybody else, when you look at everybody else here, like Gary Payton, Tool, um, Porter. Yeah, I think I would much rather have all the rest of these guys, and instead of Draymond Green. Draymond Green, in my opinion, like he's. I don't want to say that he's washed. I really don't want to say that he's washed. I think his defense is
Oh,
still.
you're saying he need to go to the laundromat? That's what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that he's washed. All I'm saying is, when it comes to his contract, he's not going to get a max deal, and I don't think he deserves a max deal anymore. Why? Because this stat sheet obviously is proof that you have too many guys that are just far better than you. That's it. Like, end the story, end the discussion. Unless you can outperform Poole this season, which I don't think is going to happen. And even if it does happen, they're still going to take the younger guy anyway. That's what you do. You're still going to take the younger guy, even if you play better than him this season, or even in the playoffs. So at the end of the day, you made it worse for yourself by punching him in the face. Because all that shows is that you are a liability. Instead of actually humbling yourself and say, you know what, I'm gonna either he's just better than me, or I'm going to try to compete for that contract. And if you still lose, at the end of the day, the guy already showed right here that he's better than you. There's nothing you could do about that. There's nothing you could do about that. You have to look at the stat sheet yourself, and you have to see, you know what? This dude actually scores more than me. His free throw shooter is far better than mine. He's actually probably number one or number two when it comes to free throws in the whole entire league. So yeah, I mean, what am I supposed to do when you see the stat sheet when you see the stat sheet yourself? What do you have to say about this?
Right. Let me read the comments because there's a shit ton. Okay, so Malta said that the big three during KD was Steph, Clay, and KD. The big three was after KD was Steph, Clay, and Poole.
Oh, you agree with that?
As far as scoring, yeah, and then you have well, I think they have a big four really because Andrew Wiggins played great for them too.
Yeah, he
And,
did.
and Andrew Wiggins is a phenomenal defender. He's a much better defender than Jordan Poole is.
Hmm. I agree with that too.
So yeah. So Malta also says supposedly Jordan Poole called Draymond a triple single. Oh my god! If he did oof. Look, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't condone what Draymond did, but if that's what happened, I can understand him being upset. I can understand him being upset because you're getting feedback from guys from the outside. Remember,
Yeah.
that's the whole thing with Charles Barkley.
Hmm.
And if you repeat, I can understand. I can understand him being upset about that. And Nolan said that he let his fist fly. T.J. Balrog, Mike Bison,
That's
yeah,
funny. That's funny. That's funny.
and Nolan said "F you two for that bitch ass strike." 100% agreed.
Oh man, 100. Oh, thank you so much, Nolan. I 100% agree with that.
We'll be
100%.
back on next week. We'll be back on the overrated podcast. So I do want to thank you, Ruben. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for subscribing to the channel. So
Oh,
thank you for subscribing.
you saw that?
Yeah, he subscribed to my channel.
Oh, to your channel. Okay, okay, cool,
Mhm.
cool, cool.
So yeah, what's going on, man? What's going on?
Yeah, Ruben, I appreciate you joining us. It's always fascinating to have you guys, up on here participating. It means a lot. Trust me.
Yeah, and then he said that he just got out of the gym with James.
Oh,
Um,
so James is working out again. Oh yeah, yeah, James. I didn't know he was working out again. Well, yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff.
said triple single. Ruben,
Yeah, there got to be a day where it's me, you, James. Trust me. Hoovy 186. I don't think he wants to join us. So, you want to join us, Hoovy 186?
when are you guys going to the gym?
Are you going to join us?
When are you guys are going?
Yeah. See, he's not answering the question. He's not. He's not.
Multi said pull up their stats in the finals. You
Um. Do
can you find his
I
stats in the
don't.
finals?
I don't think it has that. Let me see if I can find it. You go with the comments. Always see if I can find it.
Yeah. It's so logical that Draymond does not deserve to get paid because before Poole, even though Dre has been in the team his whole career, the writing is on the wall. He averaged 6 points in the finals. I'm sure the organization is tired of his antics.
Wait, six?
6 points a game.
Wow.
And that part right here, I am interested to know if this is true, if they are tired of his antics. I'm very much interested because he looks like the type of person who will grade on you after a while, who you will get tired of after a while. He has that personality.
Yeah.
So to me, and let me give you my thoughts on this because I know you were doing you're saying your thing, and FY everything's fine. I just got a call from my sister, so it's fine. Nothing bad happened, but my thoughts on Draymond Green is simple.
Hmm.
I do think he's more important to the team than you believe he is. I do think that his defense is something that is very hard to duplicate.
Okay.
With that said, you have a slew of young talent coming down the pipeline, and you're not going to get rid of Curry.
Absolutely not.
You're not going to get rid of Clay.
Nope.
And who's the other old guy there? I mean, and really you have a slew of young talent like Wiggins, Poole, Wiseman, and I think I do think they see a lot in Kuminga also.
Do you feel the same way about Gary Payton?
Junior?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen enough of him to know if he's anything good. I haven't
Okay.
seen enough of him. But
Okay.
they have a slew of young talent there, and to be, and you can't pay everybody. You can't pay everybody.
unless they want to pay the luxury tax.
Yeah, and I don't think they want to.
I don't think they want to do that.
I don't think they want to.
Right.
So the odd man out is seemingly is Draymond. But the funny thing is, I think he's more effective in that system than going somewhere else. Like I think if he goes to like a team like let's say like Orlando or a young team like that, I think he can help them grow into a contender. I don't think he makes you a championship. I don't think he makes you a championship team. I think he can help your team be good,
Hmm.
but I don't think he's a piece to where he can be like a championship level player. I don't think he can be. I think the only place where he can be that is in Golden State. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if they want him there anymore.
Well, I do think there's two other teams I think he might be successful in. I think he'll do good if he went to Memphis, because I believe that roster has enough firepower to compensate the low scoring that he provides for, because of his skill set. I
Yeah,
think they
I
have.
didn't say that.
I think
But are you willing to pay the max for that?
no,
That's the
no,
problem. Like it's one if you it's one thing to pay a guy to help you win, but do you want to pay the max for a guy who may be on the downside of his career?
no.
And a guy who's not gonna give you double digit points. And look, as great as a defender he is, you got to score points in this league.
If he would give at least a double double, I would be okay with that.
Honestly, it's not even that. It's the three. To me, it's the 3 point shooting. If he could be a decent 3 point shooter, then he can stay on the floor for as long as he wants. But I don't think his 3 point shot has been great the last couple years. And to me, I just think the whole thing with the punch. I'm sure there's some personal stuff that he's dealing with, but the punch, the person who he punched, and pretty much it's just the pattern of behavior after how many years he been there? After what, 9, 10 years?
Yeah.
I wonder if the organization is getting a little bit tired of it. I wonder. So
Um, but I'm curious why you said Orlando would be the only fit for him.
no, 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 no. I'm just giving an example
Oh, okay.
to be like to bring him in because I look at like someone like a Horace Grant, right? When Horace Grant, he was in Chicago Bulls. He was their power forward, right?
Hmm.
A good player, very good player. He was the third best player behind Jordan and Pippen, right? Then after Jordan retires, I think he went to the Orlando Magic, right? And he helped that team become a contender. He obviously wasn't the best player.
Yeah.
He probably was like fourth, fifth best player on that team. But he played an important role on that team with his play. And I think that Draymond Green can be that guy. But the problem is that can you pay a guy max money to be a role player, basically?
You can't give a guy a max for being a role player. You can't.
You can. I mean, the only place that it makes sense for him to do it is Golden State because he's been there forever. He's been there. He grew up in that organization. But like you said, you have all this talent. You have all this talent emerging, right? And then obviously he plays with an edge, and that could be getting stale for some people. But then I mean, at some point, like he says he wants the max, but I don't think he's gonna get it. I don't think he's not getting the max, and the only place that where he's gonna get the max is on a team that is on a young team that feels like he can be one of the building blocks on a young team. let me say this: a team that's dumb enough to give him a max contract, and a team like Orlando, it's a team like in the position where the Orlando Magic are, the Washington Wizards are,
Hmm.
um, Sacramento Kings. Those teams are stupid enough to give him a max contract because they're gonna be like, oh, he's gonna be one of the building blocks to us becoming a contender.
Yeah.
I can already see the press conference now. And he's gonna be a mentor for our young superstar, whoever it is, and whatnot. But as far as like giving him like as far as like the situation with him and Poole, like I don't think he needs to be suspended.
Really.
No, I don't think so. But if they decide to suspend him, then I'm cool with it. Then it's fine. Like don't punch,
He
don't
got
punch,
he got he
don't
got
punch
he
him
got.
in the face.
Don't you remember he got suspended for what he was saying to Kevin Durant, and he didn't even throw a punch.
Oh, that's right. He did. Yeah, he did get suspended, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he did.
he didn't even throw a punch. But yeah, here he throws a punch, and you're saying he shouldn't get suspended? I don't know, man. That's hypocrisy right there for me.
Hmm. All right. So Malta said that he doesn't he do you believe that those teams were gonna give him the max? Yeah,
I think
yeah, I do.
I think he's talking about the teams that you were naming.
Yeah, yeah, I do. I actually do think so because all those teams that I mentioned are not free agent destinations. Free agents don't want to go to Orlando unless they're the only one that's gonna pay. They don't want to go to Sacramento unless they're the only one that's gonna pay. They don't want to go to like maybe the Knicks. I don't know if the Knicks would do it because they already paid. They already paid Jalen Brunson a whole bunch of money, and they paid Jalen Julian Randle. So I
Oh,
don't think
that's
they, I
true.
don't think yeah I don't think they have the money to do it. But yeah, those teams like teams that are desperate to get people are going to do that, and those are the teams that I look at are teams that are going to do that. So
Yeah, and as far as teams that are good enough to be in the finals or at least compete, yeah, I don't think they're going to pay him the max. They're not doing that. Not you
yeah,
said
contenders are not going to do that. No,
no, no.
I mean Ruben naming the Grizzlies and the Supersonics. I
But yeah,
mean,
I mentioned the Grizzlies because I think they have enough firepower to compensate for his low scoring.
yeah,
They,
but they don't want to pay him max money to do that though. They don't want to pay him max money for that.
Mhm.
Like I said, it's about production, and you can't pay a role player max money. You can't.
What about for the Pelicans?
No, they have no no
No.
mm-mm,
Hmm.
no.
Well if that's the case, dude, I'm out of options. I don't know anywhere else. Miami, no. The Bucks, no. Boston, absolutely not. I don't see any other contender or a
Well, I mean,
potential
we're,
contender
we're
that
just
can do it.
we're just thinking pretty much. We're just thinking like into the future now. Like I said, he could resign with Golden State, but I don't think they're not going to do it for the max. I don't think they're going to. So they're probably going to have to haggle and
Yeah, good
like
luck with that.
yeah, yeah. Because I mean, Draymond is very very stubborn person. He's a very very stubborn person.
Yeah.
Supersonic had one of the best jerseys. I like the Supersonic jerseys.
Oh, you
The
do?
old school one, the one that they had before they dissolved. I didn't like it. I didn't like it as much, but the old school jerseys I liked.
Oh, okay.
And best member of the Supersonics is Gary Payton. That's the only answer.
I agree for sure.
I know Ray Allen was great for the Supersonics, but their best years was with Gary Payton.
Yeah, Ray Allen was good. Ray Allen was definitely good. But yeah, Gary Payton was there. Was their
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. So I mean, I don't really have much else to say about Draymond.
No. I'm pretty much done too. Like I showed the stats. You know, you gave your really good points, and it looks like you and I agree here. I don't think he deserves the max, and unless he could outperform, because there's really nobody else. Poole is the only guy who he's competing with. Everybody else, they're pretty much set. They're pretty much set in stone. Jordan Poole is the
Well,
only guy, and then go ahead.
honestly, the guy who Draymond has to worry about more than anybody else is Wiseman, because Wiseman, he plays his position. He's a center. He's a center. Like
Interesting. Yeah,
and the thing is that Wiseman is bigger than Draymond, but he's not as good a defender because like obviously he's been hurt. He's been hurt, and he's obviously not going to be as good a defender as Draymond. But when it comes to like that, he has to worry about Wiseman. But when it comes to money, he has to worry about Poole.
yeah.
He has to worry about Poole. So and like I said before, no one can convince me otherwise that the money situation does not play a part. It has to play a part. It has to play a part because I refuse to believe that Draymond Green, with his mindset, has not already talked about the Warriors about a contract extension.
Agreed.
I refuse to believe that. So
Yeah,
yeah. So on that note, yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it for the pot. For we finally were able to finish the podcast, so that's
yeah,
good.
yeah. We were able to finish. Yeah,
So what? Here's what's gonna happen, right? So once the strike is up on the old channel, we'll go back to the old channel. Oh, FYI, I have a ton. If you're on my channel for the first time, pretty much the first 36, 37 episodes are on my channel of the Overrated Podcast. I've been saying for the longest time that I wanted to transfer them over to the new
yeah.
podcast. Yeah. It's been. Yeah, I know. I've been lazy on that. I forgive myself. I blame myself. I've been lazy, but yeah, we will eventually try to migrate those podcasts over to the new one. And our next episode will be on the Overrated Podcast. But yeah. So, but in the meantime, thank you guys for watching. Let me give you guys a shout out.
Yeah,
Mota,
go ahead.
obviously, Ruben, Nolan, F. I know you were here. Meadows, thank you for watching as well. So yeah, man. So yeah, so pretty much what we're going to do
Yeah,
is
about Ryan. Ryan.
I know I got him. Brian Meadows. Yeah, I thanked him.
Oh, okay, okay.
So what we're going to do is once the strike is over, we'll do the stream on. We'll go back on to the Overrated Podcast, and then what we're going to do with this is we're going to take this podcast and the first one. Oh my bad. Did you get my bad?
No, I was just getting some stuff.
Okay.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
All right. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna take the first half of this podcast and this half, and we're gonna combine the two,
Hmm.
and then we'll post it onto the Overrated Podcast channel as well. So
Yeah, but I just want to fair warn you guys. If you are going to go back and watch, most likely it's just going to be screenshots because we're just messing with the audio. Because if we try to post that same video, they're just going to take us down again because of the trailer,
yeah,
because of the Nintendo trailer that we was talking about. I mean, you're going to hear it, you just won't be able to see it, which is the unfortunate part. But YouTube and Nintendo, I'm just really getting sick of them, and I hope and pray that we do get a competitor one day.
yeah. So yeah. So on that note, I'm gonna go get something to eat. Then I'm gonna go to work. Then Steve, you're gonna do what you gotta do.
Yeah,
And
it's still early, so this is a perfect time for me to head to the gym. But before I do that, I'm going to make my green juice, the horrible, disgusting green juice. But it's good for your health. It has all the nutrition that you need. That's the stuff that we should be getting every morning instead of donuts and hot pockets and all the crap that we like to eat. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing that. Then I'm gonna head to the gym, go to sleep, and you know that's pretty much it. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys for joining us again on a Wednesday.
mhm.
This was really good. I really enjoyed myself, even though it was only half of the podcast. I still enjoyed myself. But so with all that being said, you all have a good night. God bless you all. This is the Traditionalist 101 signing out.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Yeah. Who we 186. We out.